with excellent coverage, he didn't get the benefit, did he?
But he's not going to get chewed up in film session, right?
No, he was right there. They'll tell him, okay, of course you need to knock the ball away, but they won't be too upset with him. He did his job for the most part.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out come the Bills. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Here we go.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. It's for his running back, McCoy. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look. 6 DBs.
Tight end's right. Green 80. 26 Mike. 372. 26 Mike.
Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Hey, we are Green 80. Motion. Omaha. 372. Move. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. Throw left side complete. That's McCoy. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Hey, 4 down.
Now a first down carry here for McCoy. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Hank.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. From the gun, it's Bortles. Left side here, caught by Clay. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll give him 8 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Here we go.
They'll go with McCoy. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43.
Lucy.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Steps away to his left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Hank. 380.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. Forced out to his left. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Here we go.
Bortles to throw on 3rd and 1. And he'll check this one down to McCoy. And McCoy loses the football. And the Colts pick it up. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
We got to get the ball, D. Let's go. 380.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Bortles. Being chased out left. And he slides to avoid the hit. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
372.
Shotgun now for Bortles. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Jabal Sheard. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. The Bills on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
380.
To throw, it's Bortles. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. And Hauschka's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Hey, easy. 11.
To throw on second down is Love. Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Here we go.
A give to McCoy. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Yeah, baby. They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis right after this.
Tight left. Hey. Let's go.
Bortles now to throw. Flushed out right. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Bortles now on first down. Dancing to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. Bortles going to throw. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. The Bills on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 14.
Lucy. Hey. Lucy.
Now Bortles. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. As his guys are in for 6. And the Bills are in for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Escaping the pressure right. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Rolling. Hurry! Heavy on the edges. 12.
On first down, Luck. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. Here's Luck now on second down. Eluding the pressure right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. The Colts on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Bortles. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. And got his man complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big play here for Buffalo. 42 yards. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10. Down at the 33. Throwing now is Bortles. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be second down.
Here we go.
This give is to McCoy. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The Bills on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with McCoy. And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down. Charles, I think sometimes maybe we take LaShawn McCoy for granted. Been in the league since 2009. He's played 12 or more games every season as a running back. 30 years old this year. What do you see for his future?
I still see a very bright future for him, and you're exactly right. We do kind of take him for granted. Remember, he was with Philadelphia. Then he goes to Buffalo. Buffalo goes through the playoff drought before last season. And the Eagles, they win a Super Bowl without him. So
and he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Chris Ivory, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills will extend their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
On second down, here's Love.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Throwing is Love. Flushed out right. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be a second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. The linebacker, Ryan Shazier, there to make the tackle.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. From the red zone now, Locke. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
Hey, easy. 4 down. 12.
From the gun, here's Love. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 5 yards, a good run there, and now second and goal.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? They'll try and run. This is Turbin. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Robert Turbin, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts have got it back to a one-score game. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Bills' offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Hank.
Bortles now on first down. Looking downfield for Jones. And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Third touchdown pass of the game for Blake Bortles. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Escaping the pressure right. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Out of the gun, Luck. Buying time to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jerry Hughes in there to get him for a loss of 5.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. The Colts on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
You're not ready. 12. Hurry.
A shotgun snap for Luck. Eluding the pressure right. A dump down to Turbin. He finds some open field here. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. The passing game for the Colts finding its stride, another first down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Steps away to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Shaq Lawson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Luck. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
He can run for it, and he will. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And Vinatieri's kick is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And here come the Bills. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down.
Hank. Lucy.
Stay with the slot. 26, Mike.
11.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and they're going to face a third down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Green 80. 11B.
From the gun, it's Bortles. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here's John Ryan now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This will be fielded at the 17. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to the air. Luck on second down. Forced out to his left. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
12.
Luck on 3rd down. Flush to his right. Able to find Deion Kane, complete. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. From the 50, it's Luck. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie Terrell Edmonds. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with McCoy. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And they'll keep it on the ground with McCoy. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Tyquan Lewis makes the stop. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Let's go, let's go.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
On second down, it's McCoy. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. And another timeout taken by the Colts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Bills on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 4. Now they run with a backup. It's Chris Ivory. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 9, and that should write an ending to this one.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
Here we go, here we go.
The Bills on their way to victory now as they take the knee. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Bortles with a knee to the ground, and that should do it. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Buffalo, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Colts, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say...
Hey, what's up, gang? Let me go secure for the game right quick. Hey, what's up, gang? I got it. I think it's my fault. What's up, keep the rest. Hey, I got that chicken to go. I'm gone. A lot of these look lost. They broke. They think it's my fault. No car. I want that caught. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. Good drip. Good drip. But she love you, don't cut your. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes. I went from feeling all kites to putting it in my block. Look what you sweater is drill. Somebody give me a. These ain't like the cops. Gossiping more than a. In jail I had. I make you cut off the. Think that I made it, they can't be my friends, so they wanna be ops. If I see them hating and I'm in that spaceship, I'm dropping the top.